The Miami Dolphins are actively exploring trade options for All-Pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey. And while several teams are likely interested, a new potential suitor has emerged with compelling reason to make a deal: the Green Bay Packers. A specific trade proposal is now making the rounds, and it could make a lot of sense for both sides. The proposed trade would see the Miami Dolphins send Jalen Ramsey to the Green Bay Packers. In return, the Dolphins would receive wide receiver Romeo Doubs and a 2026 fifth-round draft pick. Why would this trade appeal to the Packers? The timing is critical. According to a report from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Green Bay Packers are on the verge of releasing their star cornerback, Jaire Alexander. This move, if it happens, would create an immediate and significant hole at a premium position in their defense. Jalen Ramsey, even at 30 years old and entering his 10th NFL season, would step in as a clear upgrade and a solution to that need. Let's compare the two. Jalen Ramsey, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, and a Super Bowl champion with the Rams in 2021. He boasts 24 career interceptions. Jaire Alexander, while talented, Alexander, 28 years old, entering his 8th season, has 2 Pro Bowl selections and no All-Pro nods. He has 12 career interceptions and hasn't played a full season since 2022. Financially, the move could also be advantageous for Green Bay in the short term. Ramsey signed a 3-year, $72.1 million extension before the 2024 season, keeping him under contract through 2028. His cap hits are projected at $16.6 million for 2025, $25 million in 2026, $26 million in 2027, and $36 million in 2028. Alexander, on the other hand, was set for cap hits of $24.6 million in 2025 and $27 million in 2026. So, in 2025, Ramsey would be a cheaper option than Alexander, providing an upgrade at a lower immediate cost and with 2 additional years of team control. Now, what's in it for the Miami Dolphins? Resolution to the Ramsey saga. It provides a clear path to move on from Ramsey, a situation that has been brewing for some time. Draft capital. Acquiring a 2026 fifth-round pick adds to their future draft assets. Wide receiver depth. The addition of Romeo Doubs would bolster their wide receiver core. While not an urgent need, depth is always valuable, especially with some lingering uncertainty around Tyreek Hill's long-term future or availability. Doubs could provide a solid, reliable target. This trade proposal appears to address significant needs for both franchises. The Packers would fill a void left by Alexander's potential departure with a more decorated and, in the immediate term, slightly more cap-friendly cornerback. The Dolphins would get a return for Ramsey that includes a young player at a position of potential need and a future draft pick, allowing them to close this chapter. What do you think of this trade idea? Is Romeo Doubs and a 5th-round pick fair value for Jalen Ramsey? Considering the circumstances, would this be a win-win for the Dolphins and Packers? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This Jalen Ramsey to Green Bay scenario, spurred by the Jaire Alexander news, is definitely one to watch as the NFL offseason continues to unfold. The journey of Jalen Ramsey with the Miami Dolphins has been a roller coaster, marked by initial euphoria and high expectations, but ultimately leading to a complex and somewhat surprising trade situation. What began as a celebrated acquisition appears to have evolved into a reluctant departure, as the article titles it. Let's rewind to March 2023. Jalen Ramsey was openly enthusiastic about joining the Miami Dolphins. He famously stated, "I'm not going anywhere but there," signaling his strong desire to play in Miami. His agent, David Mulugheta, helped facilitate the move, and the Dolphins acquired the All-Pro cornerback from the Los Angeles Rams. The price? A 3rd-round draft pick and tight end Hunter Long. Ramsey's arrival was seen as a massive boost to the Dolphins' defense, pairing him with fellow star cornerback Xavier Howard and setting high hopes for the secondary. However, despite this promising start, Ramsey's time with the Dolphins hit significant turbulence. The relationship between the player and the team reportedly became strained. While general manager Chris Grier confirmed that Ramsey didn't formally request a trade, he did acknowledge that both parties mutually agreed it might be best to explore other options. This mutual understanding itself points to underlying tensions and the difficulties that can arise when managing high-profile players and substantial contracts. A key factor complicating any potential trade was Ramsey's large contract. The Dolphins were initially reluctant to trade him, partly due to these financial implications, which can make finding a suitable trade partner and terms challenging. Now, this is where the article gets a bit confusing. It mentions a surprising turn of events where the Dolphins traded Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins. This is clearly a typo, as a team cannot trade a player to itself. The article then immediately follows this by stating, the trade involved a third-round pick and tight end Hunter Long, a deal that many analysts considered favorable for Miami. The Dolphins' decision to acquire Ramsey was seen as a strategic move to strengthen their defense without giving up significant assets. It seems the article, in discussing Ramsey's departure or the saga leading to it, mistakenly reiterates the details of his original acquisition from the Rams, rather than providing the specifics of a trade sending him away from Miami. So, what can we piece together? Ramsey arrived with great fanfare. The relationship soured, leading to a mutual agreement to look for a trade. His contract made and makes any trade complex. The article suggests the saga culminated, or is culminating, in a trade away from Miami, even if it fumbles the details of that specific outgoing transaction. The reluctant departure theme implies he is on his way out or has left. The narrative is one of a high-profile partnership that, for various reasons, didn't reach its full potential or intended lifespan, leading to a complex parting of ways. The initial strategic move by the Dolphins to acquire him was widely praised, but the subsequent developments highlight the ever-present complexities of NFL team management. What are your thoughts on Jalen Ramsey's time with the Dolphins and this intricate trade situation? Does the mutual agreement to explore options surprise you? Let us know in the comments. The Jalen Ramsey chapter in Miami appears to be a complicated one, filled with initial promise and later significant challenges leading toward an eventual, if reluctant, exit.